This the link up. This the link up. This the link up. Welcome to the link up. This the link up. This the link up. This the link up. Welcome to the link up. Oh. Yes. Well, welcome back to the link up, everybody. You know, this is the voice of the Caribbean. Here with your host, Mr. King and Kana.
Yes. Hello, everybody.
Yes. And today we have a very special guest here with us. Name by name of, I don't know if you want full name out there. It doesn't matter if you're cool with it. But yeah, we got Jamila Boirard here with us. And here, I think we'll get right to the point of it. The main thing that we're going to be discussing on this podcast is basically the hurricane that just hit all of our home island.
The Caribbean itself.
Yeah, and yeah, like you said, the Caribbean. But I mean, we're from St. Martin, so you know that was the one, or that's the main thing that kind of affected us personally and stuff. Yeah. But I mean, yeah, we all know it hit a lot more than just St. Martin. But we're talking about Hurricane Irma, and I think first question would be like, Jamila, why are you here today on our podcast? So what brought you here? What would you like specifically to share with us?
Well, I am here today. I am Jamila Boirard. I'm here today to basically express how the students in Holland and those away to in America, how we feel.
And losing we mind.
Yeah, we're going kind of crazy. Panic attacks. How we feel about what happened to our island from the Hurricane Irma is really a sad story. It's a lot of emotions, all kind of emotions that I didn't know exist came out. But so just discuss on how we plan to rebuild St. Martin, because we can't talk about the past no more. It happened. We can't reverse time. We can only move forward.
And by rebuild, in case for those who don't know, St. Martin was heavily destroyed. Thankfully, we wasn't as bad as Bermuda, because Bermuda, if I'm mistaken, last time I see was like 90%.
I saw a report saying something like 90 to 95% of the island, all the infrastructure in the buildings was damaged.
Like people don't have houses, period. Like people legit evacuating from Bermuda and things like that. So St. Martin wasn't that bad.
Was it not Barbuda though? Because I know that was a lot of confusion. It was Antigua and Barbuda.
I think I heard
Bermuda's another Bermuda's another island. I mean, you know.
Thank you for correcting me.
It was Barbuda that had that level of damage.
Thank you. See, at least somebody on it.
Yeah, we gotta have some matter of facts correct. Yeah. We ain't trying to spread too much alternative, fake news, alternative
there's
facts.
There's too much out there going on already, actually.
But yeah.
But yeah, so St. Martin, we didn't get hit as bad as that, but the damage is pretty catastrophic back home.
Yeah, we got hit pretty bad. Just looking at the different pictures and stuff that it was, the amount of that's one thing I must say though, like the amount of the unification that came out during and like before and at after. Time and everything, like the amount of activity that you're seeing just from people of the island and stuff trying to support and help and get connected and reach out and all of these things like that. It surprised me because I mean I never experienced a hurricane in the social media age or like in a unique time basically. Yeah, so seeing how a hurricane is being handled, I know we kind of had a bit of a model, or I guess we had an idea of how it would be from seeing other natural disasters and stuff like that, and watching the news from I forget the earthquake that happened in
Mexico.
No, not that one.
Haiti.
Before, like the Haiti one, that was one. But I mean, I was talking more like there was one that was in Asia. I don't remember. I think we talked about this on the last podcast, I believe, possibly.
Yes,
but
not too much, but
Nepal or somewhere around those areas.
With the flooding and everything.
Yeah, seeing how that was handled. But I mean, it's just, to me, it's just a relief, and it's nice to see the unity and the amount of support of everybody coming together and trying to pitch in and help people get connected and all of that.
I'm not even going to lie. My boy, St. Martin people surprised me twice this year. First with the support of Gilda for the encore thing, and now with this. And it's a good surprise, boy, because we need it.
I mean, we're evolving as people.
Yeah, some of us. Some of us. But it's nice to see, boy, because even during people checking up on this, can you check on this one? Can you check on that one? I personally had like 3 or 4 people trying to go look for my father for me and stuff while on the island, or trying to call their father to go check for my father, and it's people I ain't talked to in 3, 4, 5 years, or don't really have like a everyday contact with. And
all of that was put aside and everything.
Yeah,
like, everybody understands.
Everybody's one right now.
Yep. And it's good to see, and I hope it keep up for after Jose and the next couple of months coming, because now is when we're gonna need it. Because on the flip side, the crap that going on in St. Martin too
there are some things that are signs of that we lacking a little bit of unity in certain areas.
Lack of common sense.
By common sense ain't so common, you know.
That's what they say, but
is I still trying to fathom.
But before you go there, just to state for the record, you know, everybody in this room, we've done checked out everybody's family safe. We had contact, we reached out, and that's happened. You know, this communication, for those who don't know, may not be trying to reach out or whatever, like the telecommunication situation been very shaky for the past few days. People trying to reach out to get in contact with their loved ones and things, not being able to reach for a while. From what I know, for a while only Telcel was working and stuff.
Only still now.
Like, I think only UTS still ain't up, but it's supposedly at this moment right now while we recording the line's supposed to be open. I don't know how many people can actually get through, or how long it would take to actually get through to somebody, but it's supposedly open.
Yeah. And then for the friend side, you have Orange only working. Because it's Orange and UTS.
I don't know nothing about the friend side.
Yes.
I think I remember seeing a post something about what telecommunication services was up, and like the radio station back on, Laser 101 is back on.
Yeah, so that was a good comfort.
Yeah, but Laser 101 keep a lot of people calm.
I mean,
during that thing,
they've been doing the job reconnecting people.
Shout out to Laser, Super, G Money, Jennifer, Mr. Carty, all of you. Big up on yourself, because if it wasn't for y'all, I think we'd have been losing our mind. We would have lost our minds.
It's definitely good to have, you know, that voice there providing some kind of unity, basically giving PSAs or stuff like that, public service announcements for the people, letting them know what the status of, whether it's the water updates and stuff like, when the water is going to be distributed and stuff like that.
When the curfew is lifted, it is.
Speaking of curfew, that is lifted at all?
No, they can't lift that. That's too dangerous.
According to me, there was 24-hour curfew, right?
And they're going to keep extending it because Jose is coming, so.
So they basically just want everybody to stay off the roads completely, all the main roads and things until.
A lot of debris on the road, so if people is on the road, it's hard for the roaming workers to drive and pass through. Because for my mom, the military had to carry her home, because if you go in ordinary car, you're stuck in traffic for days, because humans is creating the traffic with the cars. It's not even cars, it's human traffic, basically. So she had to just leave her car, call them to carry her home, because she lived friend side. So
wow. Okay, so speaking of friend side, because
friend side get it bad. Like from all the reports I've been seeing, like friend side get it real bad. Like the flooding and things, some of the pictures and videos that been surfacing online, like what the most you heard specifically, like I don't know what accounts you got from the friend side, or what you heard from different people, neighbors, or whatever it may be.
Okay, for the friend side, people who live on friend side, you would understand when I say certain names. Bellevue is okay. So if you go to the frontiers, the military is guarding the borders. So for example, if you live friend side, like my family that took shelter by my house, but they have to go Cold Bay to collect their items, they have to park the car at the border and walk. So my aunt you can't drive. You cannot drive. It's humans and a lot of debris in the road. And you don't know if nails not going to damage your car.
Oh, you mean like legit humans like walking in the road? That's why.
Yeah, wow. Human traffic. So like we're not trafficking humans, but humans literally with their carts and their whole items got the road blocked. So basically, my aunt and my cousin, they walk from the border right there before you go up Bellevue stretch all the way to down the road by Ace. Every day to collect items, and like they go take rounds collect items because you can't go with your car.
So what? But with crossing the border, like, is serious to the point where you gotta have like your passport and them kind of ones?
No. It's just that except yesterday, the other days it was easy to cross. Like you could go with your items you stole, whatever. But now yesterday they was taking it from people, and my cousin will blame me for this, but my aunt played a joke on my cousin. They went to get items, and she told her, do not take stuff for the store, you know. She said, no, mommy, we could take. So she was taking long, so my aunt told the officer, lock her up and take the car.
What?
So they played a joke, so the officer took her stuff and said, okay, ma'am, we're locking you up because you're not supposed to loot. She put out her hand, she was crying because my aunt can't drive. And then the officer started laughing, and her mom, she was like, this a joke? She's like, yes, I told you don't go back.
No, that ain't funny. That ain't funny at all.
In these times, in these times, I wouldn't know how to respond to that joke.
She was so vexed. But her mom was just teaching her lesson to listen to her. But
that's a hell of a lesson, but that's a hell of a lesson.
And he literally put on the handcuffs and everything.
What? Should have put it in the back of the car, see how crazy she is.
Just take a spin around the block, you know, just for the fun.
But back to the question, in the condition of Friendside, I know like the hospital, like the roof gone. Yeah. And a lot of the like project houses, the houses that the Friendside government create for people, a lot of the roofs gone. So by me on a stretch, all the roofs gone. My mom was like, you see through everything. So basically only like in my deadhead neighborhood, kind of strong, you could say, but a lot of homes gone.
I hear French Quarter's a little tense too.
Yeah, I have no idea. Like when Lady Colleen, there's bodies in the pond. I was like, oh my gosh, you know how to drive by and see that? That seemed like when you watch Scarface or them type of Mexican narcos type of thing.
But and this is life now.
It's a scene from a horror story. It's a horrific scene. I feel like that's the only way to accurately describe that. Like hearing them, I mean, I didn't see it. I mean, none of us see it, but
just to hear that she drove past that, you know, that's crazy. But
is as much as we was unified on like social media and stuff like that, what going on in St. Martin itself, especially with like the looting and there was reports of people stealing by gunpoint and machetes on the road and them kind of ones. Hotels getting completely robbed and them kind of ones. It's crazy.
Because they on the French side they broke into like, you know, the gendarmerie have like small things, took their weapons and they
clean out the gun locker.
They took an ATM machine from a bank on the front side.
What? Yo,
not make joke.
No, but you see
them not make joke.
You see it? I was telling Gary this before. I mean, Mr. King this before we had start. If you compare the looting on the Dutch side and you compare the looting on the French side, Dutch side people stupid. I mean, the ones who looting stupid. French side they crazy. They crazy because
the type of things. There's no restraint. There's no limits.
On the Dutch side, people looting TVs.
Yeah,
and
PlayStation.
I mean, the jewelry I could somewhat understand. Because, you know, if you sit on it, you hold it, you sell it for later on, you can make some profit. You might need it. If your house gone, you need the money. I can understand that. What the hell are you going to do with the TV with no current now?
Yeah, but that's the same concept. Though.
No, it's not the same concept.
You can't sell the TV.
If the hurricane come in, you get wet and you got no roof.
You got hide the jewelry in your pockets.
Exactly. I could put the jewelry in a bag.
I understand what
you gonna do with yo people?
You praying? They praying that the electronics gonna stay safe until
but they on a roof to protect them. But they
flip it, get the money.
No, but you see, that's what going on the French side. I mean, on the Dutch side. No, the French side, no, they going with guns and stuff like that. But that they're a little too G'd up over there. They need to hold it out. They need to hold it.
They gone with the ATM. My cousin say while walking, she see somebody just gone with the ATM machine. Like that's why that side they empty out all ATM machines because they're smart. Because you could break in the ATM machine, take the money.
Because they know.
Exactly.
Because they know.
Like who is your ATM machine? And they must still have money.
Then again, to be quite honest, I'm surprised French side didn't know either because French Quarter and Sandy Ground, them and them St. James, they don't play that.
Yeah, but that's the thing. That's where most of like the main heads are in Margot, so you know.
But you see, this is what I don't understand. Yesterday I was listening to Laser 101 and the lady, I think the same lady you had talked about earlier, her report that they had bodies in the water and stuff like that. At that point, the woman was like, yeah, they were supposed to have like 300 French soldiers and they wasn't there. So what, like, is the military, do you know if there's a military presence on the French side now still?
But you gotta understand, as you see, these people have weapons. The civilians have more weapons. So these people, are like approaching them, you know, and taking the supplies what they have. So what they say, but so if they take their supplies, how are they gonna do their job?
Not crazy, you know?
Yo, that's
a life and death situation.
I didn't even think, but again, French side people crazy.
Because if 300 military people came, right? alone in French Quarter must have got like about 500 people. So 500 versus 300.
And everybody's strapped.
Yeah. And you don't know they kind of.
Why they don't why?
So yes, you I don't know, but I honestly
Like, that honestly is a sad situation. But then like from there, the escalation then of that is them needing to reinforce some kind of order in the place and thing. And the reports is like the government lost control of the island. So basically now they put the Marines and stuff, at least on the Dutch side, they put the Marines in charge of trying to restore order. And they've been given orders basically to act first and ask questions later type of thing because of how bad the looting is getting. It's like,
yeah, and that's a good and a bad thing at the same time, because all right, cool, the order is needed, but then at the same time the justification of possibly killing or harming
but these people are harming tourists. They walk into Pelican trying to hold these people up, and
I understand that's important, tourism being on the island.
They're not talking about tourists. Just mean like it's just sad that even they're going to
going
rob.
To that extent.
You're one of them. God forbid that they do that. People walking into your house, robbing your stuff. Like you
saw
just
certain reports of that too, like breaking into people's houses aside from the robbing the tourists and stuff. But
gunshots ringing out in them.
Like somebody they had called in and say, "I just heard gunshots in Grade B."
Yeah, I heard that one. I heard that one. That of all places.
Yeah.
Situation
is tense. I feel like that's like, to put it lightly.
But yeah, and we ain't even there. I mean, I haven't actually heard from my family since Wednesday.
Yeah.
So I don't even know like how the house is, if it's secure or if they got like bats and machetes by the door just in case. I don't know.
And it's thing is, you could be prepared, but you don't know how many them coming. Because they coming by crowds now. They ain't coming by one man. It's a whole teamwork. Like my cousin said while they was driving, they have a furniture store. A group of men had, like, you know, IKEA, you have the bed set up, right? They was carrying the whole bed.
Wow.
How much people?
No, but
carrying a bed though.
The whole bed frame mattress.
Like if you just walking with that down the street or something, how much people did this carry in this bed?
But even here too, and that side they clean out the mattress, so like I mean that I
understand.
Again,
Because you need something to just sleep on.
Not only that, if you got no roof,
that's to cover you.
The mattress, the mattress, the grocery stores. Even the gas stations, I can understand.
I saw some things that like the store owners and stuff will basically just letting people go with things because like we ain't trying to die. We don't know what the escalation may be if you stop people in a situation that in a desperate situation. Basically, is like you don't know what lengths they might go to get what it is they're trying to get.
People call into the radio station was like, I heard I practically have no more business. I was like, what? That must. I can't imagine
like
that.
The ice stores, like my friend when she was coming, she said you could see through ice stores, see through Blue Point.
Nah, but I saw like a good bit of places, like the movies, they like completely open, and I know the movies supposedly was on the list of something to be a shelter and thing, but looking at the damage that the movies get, I don't know how that could have been possible. Like the airport get serious wreckage. I saw pictures and videos of like Point Blanche in the harbor and stuff, how all the containers that us be there, they just like all over the place floating.
Boats on the road.
Yeah,
boats on the road just there chilling.
Flip, like the footage from during the storm, like honest, that shit was just scary, dog. Like if I was there actually present during it, I don't know. Cause like the last hurricane experience we talk about is like I was 3 or something during Lewis, and that was the last real seriously devastating one.
But I mean, Lenny gave us some proper damage
she
too.
did, but I mean, Lenny was still different to Lewis.
Yeah,
People always remember Lewis.
Well, we remember Irma too.
It's a whole new type chapter history.
Whoever don't have a Lewis story, they have an Irma story now.
All the millennials, all the young people, the digital generation who never experienced a hurricane potentially, like
I gonna be like 30, 40 hearing my little sister say, I survived Irma, hopefully. This is their Lewis.
Yeah, they survived Irma and hopefully Jose.
But you see the thing is, Jose, last what I had heard here, Jose not supposed to hit St. Martin at least directly.
It's just the outer bungs. We get a lot of rain and maybe
wind. I think as far as I know, St. Martin was on It was on
Hurricane warning or watch.
tropical storm.
No, we're going to hurricane
Jesus.
watch. Yeah.
Okay, so y'all know the difference between hurricane watch and hurricane warning?
Yeah, because the watch is like you have to break it down in simple terms, is you just got prepare basic, but warning that means he's hitting you.
Okay, so that one hurricane warning would actually mean you getting this thing.
But
I
watch
can't give no better clarification. 'Cause I personally don't know like the official definition.
But
and
you see that's
distinction
why I asked. So I'm glad Jamila.
but I
glad she
studied
break it down.
geography for nothing.
Hey,
we got more intelligent people
hey,
here.
we getting there now. The progression, we getting there. But even that. So okay, so Jose now is hurricane watch. Hurricane warning for Sima. No,
I don't even know.
you see that?
People
But
on
the thing
Samantha
is-
gotta look out for Jose.
Yeah,
That much we
yeah.
know.
Yeah, and the
it
thing
passing in the general
like
vicinity of the
it
island,
ain't
and
over.
it maybe affect them. It may affect them
We
still.
going. I think they're going for sure. They're going to get hurricane force winds
Yeah,
and
a lot of rain.
And I mean, it's category is last I heard or last I saw it was category 4 and stuff. So
Yeah.
it's like
and that's still a serious. Piece
even
of
if
hurricane.
it may not be hitting them directly, still with all the debris and loose things that are just already on the island from Irma and stuff like that, this could potentially be damaging and things. So it's
Yeah,
like
'cause
don't underestimate that. Even if it may not be hitting directly, don't think that that's a cause to relax or
the
something
worst
like that.
and one of the worst things about the fact that Jose going to be so close or going to affect the island is a lot of people don't know.
No, like the military yesterday. But the thing is, the military dropped papers that a hurricane Jose is coming.
it's
But
all some
then
of those things,
I think
pictures
like
of the
I
flyers
don't,
that drop from
Okay.
helicopters or
Yeah,
something like
like-
that to warn the people.
like
Or
they just,
like-
papers just drop out of the sky
Yeah,
to
they
warn
let
people.
they said like Jose is
Oh,
coming
yeah?
and it's a category
Hey, they gotta get
whatever and
creative
things like
now.
that. Kind
That's-
of like the telecommunication with dunk, so
Yeah.
you gotta go back old school. Like
Yeah,
we can just
dropping
print
papers.
it on papers and
we
like
got
just
send
drop
pigeons
it.
and them kind of ones, and that's how we got communicate. That's
Fire
text
six
message
smoke
now.
signals
Yeah,
next,
ain't
like
gonna- we ain't got no
Morse code.
pigeons,
I mean, you
so-
gotta pull out all the old communication techniques. But
Wow. Okay. I didn't know that.
yeah, it's that. But still, I feel like that ain't a guaranteed method. You don't really know if that was really
It's not
affected and that got to everybody. I
Yeah.
know it's probably like the best that they could do with
I
what
was
they
just
have.
gonna
and
say, it's
things.
not guaranteed, but it's something.
But it seems like since because later one went up, a lot of people was able to find
Get
out about
informed
it,
and
and like
things.
now that the telecommunications kind of got better than from the first day,
The word
a lot of
spreading out.
family, a lot of word of mouth, and then the
Okay.
papers.
All good because last I had realized people, it was right after Irma, people still didn't know about Jose, and I was watching Facebook and stuff. Again, me myself, I posted I must have posted about Jose at least like 5, 6, 7 times.
The only thing, like, I understand, like, I mean, not to try to bash your efforts or nothing like that, but I just, the people that really need to get that, how much of them really watching Facebook is the only thing that I just think. I mean,
Yeah,
But
but then
the
again,
people that really need
everybody on it, because everybody looking for updates. And, it reaches to a point Facebook giving you quicker updates in the news.
yeah, I feel like that's definitely, at least with this situation, I would just refresh my Facebook and that was updating me on everything, like looking at international news or whatever news sources it might have been. Like, they was hardly reporting
Exactly.
the amount of pictures and the type of footage that they were showing. I was like, yo, there's so much more pictures and footage out there showing the damage and different things. And it's like, it really shows the difference between the citizen journalism that was taking place at the time from just everybody on the scene, everybody like who was there, versus the big news agencies that don't got no resources in St. Martin. Like, they never gonna.
Yeah, but you see, they just looking for a wow factor or dramatic
Yeah,
something
just a
as
2
well.
minute,
They-
2 minute shout out.
They looking for footage of the destruction and people crying and people looting and them kind of shit. That's
ain't
all they
looking
want
to
to say.
see, like,
They ain't looking
if
to actually
help
report
come in,
exactly. They ain't looking to
nothing.
actually report it.
I even saw that there was some issues, or at least people that took issue with the way that certain Dutch news agencies represented what was said, because there was a few people, the Dutch news agencies reached out to a few students that living in the Netherlands from St. Martin, and they gave interviews, and then when they aired, it was like only a small portion was shown, or like there was a lot more that was discussed that was more important that they left out, and it was just like the tragic story type of element that they sell, or whatever it was. They basically misconstrue what the whole interview was and things like that. So I feel like something like this is great, where you can have people talk, although it's a different type of situation. Like, this is just long form, unedited. You hear the full situation of people from the island. Not to say not to trust the Dutch media or whatever, but
it's just journalism. Because at the end of the day, they're a franchise, so
they're looking for the clicks. They're
Yeah.
looking for the
Yeah,
headlines.
that's the thing.
They're trying to make money.
It's all who you choose to look at or who you choose to follow. 'Cause
Yeah.
on one hand, they got the Dutch people like, why they sending people to St. Martin and why we putting the Dutch people in harm's way and this and that. And on the other hand, it's like, why only 300 people? Why we not? How we could do more for St. Martin and the Caribbean islands and stuff like that. So it all is who you choose to listen to.
Yeah.
Even things like that. It's a slightly different topic, but I mean, like, just when you look at a natural disaster happen, I feel like it's so retarded that the Dutch can't even cross the border to really assist with what's going on the French side. This is one island that is so tiny, but because it's technically two countries and stuff like
Politics,
that.
And politics at the end of the day.
It's so inefficient in reality, in real life situation. I understand why it's there in principle and all of that. But when it comes to actually, like, it's just stupid. Like, dude, I ain't trying to say we necessarily need to be independent, because looking at the help that came from outside and stuff in a situation like that, I feel like if we were independent in this same type of thing happen, like, who it is coming to help us if we don't have the Dutch, for example?
Nobody. we would be highly screwed.
Left high and dry, as they say.
We would be beasts of the nations, not even no more war zone. Beasts of the nations.
And honestly, I guess let me see how to properly say this. I have more of a respect for the Dutch government because of the support. Because now, I honestly,
I can't even lie.
Everybody
it
from
surprised me.
Everybody from Ahas and it sound like people from Albert Heijn, which is a big
grocery grocery franchise, like the biggest one basically in the Netherlands.
They send in containers, if I'm not mistaken, to St. Martin as well.
A couple hundred or something like that.
41
containers.
You see that, Gary? That's pretty
Alternative facts.
That's why we discussing and getting clarification. That's why the other people are here, because they don't know everything, obviously. Like,
well, it's 41 containers but then it's supposed to be sending, and I hearing like via and not exact numbers, but like I think Ing was supposed to be sending something as well, or contributing. ING, which is another big bank up here in Holland.
And I saw that the Dutch government, they also made available like the 2 million that was in the natural disaster relief fund or something like that from the government. So that's just being
you see, and that's a good thing. And
you're going to need more than 2 million in the entire rebuilding process. It's a good start.
Not only that. Sorry to be a little skeptical, right? But now we're gonna really see what's the Martin government about. Because we're going to see how much of that and where that 2 million will actually be allocated. And first of all, I want to know if it's 2 million euros or 2 million guilders. Because that's a big difference,
Well, in their budget is euros.
Yeah, probably. If it comes from the Dutch government,
it's going to be euros, and maybe they're going to, how is it converted to the money?
However much it's going to be, however more it's going to be in guilders and things.
Yeah. Most likely, most of the materials, like to fix back the airport and harbour, they have to do it via either.
Well, I mean, those are the most important things to fix back right now, anyway.
They need access to the country.
But
no other help or thing could really come in if the harbour and the airport ain't up and running. So those gotta be like first priority things that gotta get addressed and dealt with.
Well, at the moment while we recording this now, the airport should actually have been cleared already.
Yeah, it's clear because a plane left yesterday. And a lot of planes was in and out. But the thing is, it's the huge military planes, but not commercial planes that have different tires and all those type of things.
Yeah, it's true.
It's those heavy emergency type of aircraft.
So now, my next thing, when are you think St. Martin going to actually be able to come back up and running? How long you think it's going to take? By to the point of how it was before the hurricane.
That gonna take time. The amount of businesses that was damaged and thing. I don't know if you saw like how Tantra was looking, for example.
Tantra's a see-through.
Tantra got licks. Tantra got licks.
Tantra was a skylight now.
But that's what I was thinking. That's how they gotta make it work. Like when the rebuilding, just like work with it, dog. Like include that as a feature of the club now. But I know.
I ain't gonna lie no. Manny, you got your hurricane party.
I mean, they need to bring back Bamboo Bernie, that type of vibe. So why not just run with the
Sunset gone.
Yeah,
you didn't see that?
No, sunset gone?
Half of it. Not like completely gone.
Okay, well, they could rebuild that.
I saw like an aerial picture of Maho and how that was looking, like the beach itself, how far up the sand came on the road and thing. Like,
I
to
ain't
the end of
seen
the
none of
airport.
those.
Yeah, like between the runway
But
and the beach,
the
there's only
hotel
sand.
itself, I get licks too, dog. Like,
Yeah.
I had a bunch
Yeah.
of big assholes in it too. Like
Like
the
whole
hotel don't look
front.
like the hotel no more.
But I hear West End too.
Yeah.
Take
I ain't
licks.
seen
Yeah,
none
my
of
friend was
West End.
staying there, and
Yeah, they alright though.
yeah, because she moved.
Atrium roof had fly off or something like that too.
Sapphire too, roof gone.
But the one hotel I hear, I can't remember which one. I think it was somewhere in Simpson Bay. Was like Safeway, totally gone.
But the thing is, he's close to the coast now, so
Yeah,
obviously they
that's
get in
all
that
the places that get
blast.
affected was like town and thing. How high the water come up there from early on, like the pond had filled up. I remember my cousin, they live in town and they were telling me like the yard had get flooded out and thing. Early this would be even before like Irma really hit.
Yeah, I remember the videos of Front Street. The water was just gushing through from Front Street, back street.
It don't take much for town to flood. I mean, every hurricane town flooded. You could pretty much bet on that, guaranteed.
Almost every little rain town
Yeah.
flooded.
But it's just, it's gonna take a while. But it could go faster depending on the mentality and how unified we are as people. But I think eventually people, like right now, gonna be unified, because it's survival mode. But after when survival mode finish, people gonna be self-man now. Be
Me,
like,
me and
think
Kana
it's
was talking
bad.
about this before off air. Like, I don't remember if it was like a year ago or 2 years or whatever, a while back. I remember there was an article that came out talking about how 3/4 of the population of St. Martin live below the poverty line.
yeah.
When you have that going on and look at the situation of like how crime and stuff was going on the island, like people been wilding for some time, and it's like, no, you add a natural disaster on top of that, where it's like, generally speaking, in a natural disaster, who gonna be most affected by it is the people who are poor and who lack the ability to prepare for it, as well as certain people who that might just be chilling on the hills.
Yeah.
In Elko, got generator, everything prepared. They just chilling throughout the storm, while they got certain people that live in maybe houses that not,
You're running for their lives practically.
Because
more the wooden houses and stuff like that. Certain areas where we have a lot more like shanty town-esque type of
Hill.
situations.
if you look at the hills now, before you see, I remember, I was just there for carnivals. I remember houses. Now the hills, all you see is grass. All the houses gone.
If you see grass even.
I mean, like when I mean grass, you see all the dirt. You see it.
Because trees, everything get uproot and sending people house and car and boat.
Yeah, things fly. My friend say her aunt live behind a builder paradise, and in her yard she find a piece of Koiman material she had.
Yeah, I hope she best use it to fix back up she house.
But
Because I heard it was looting Koiman like crazy too.
But that's good, because if your roof gone, I going for wood, some type of thing.
I mean, it makes sense. I loot Koiman too. I mean,
it's a tricky situation when you're saying like, you shouldn't condone stealing, but there's certain type of things that's just understandable in a disaster situation that makes sense. Like
you're
you
taking
said,
it for
the building
survival.
materials.
no, but you see,
If you're preparing for Jose still to come out, whatever, trying to
But-
repair what damage was done before so that you could take this next lick.
But you see, well, to me personally, I find there's a clear definition between looting and stealing.
Yeah.
They have certain places that was damaged, and because there was damage,
less.
stuff was like either leak out or was on the road, or because it had a hole in the wall or something, people went in. Cool, that happened because of the storm. But now in town, they had people legit went to Bull Chance and Class that didn't have no damage and break in.
Yeah, people breaking into the containers, the lock.
That's stealing. That's ridiculous.
Yeah, I find so too. If the place don't open, you can't close
You
it
can't
back.
do nothing about
But
it.
if they
Cool,
close
do your
and
thing.
lit maybe the hurricane shutter rolling system open a little. Nah, I'm not saying, but these people breaking like. But you know why I honestly think people behaving like that? Because a couple of days before the hurricane hit, prices went up, and the country been a lot of the people been fed up. So I think a lot of them just only doing this out of anger and emotion, just letting out everything on how they
I
feel.
think
As you
that.
say, 3/4 on the poverty line, so they taking back what they think they had dissolved,
I
But it's still
even
kind
think
of
about
dumb.
that.
But I think a lot of them, just because of the switch, they went into this crazy survival mode. It's like,
Yo, emotions are powerful something.
Before the hurricane, I remember seeing posts like this one particular post. I ain't gonna mention dude name or whatever, but basically saying like this hurricane is kind of thanking, not saying that's a good thing that this hurricane coming causes
see a
like
couple of them now.
cleanse or whatever for the island, and give some religious justification and stuff for it, being like, yeah, you know, all the like the people who ain't righteous and stuff like that, the hurricane, this is God's way of sorting out all the corruption or whatever was going on the island and these type of things. And I'll just watch it like, really? Like, this is something that really putting so much like thousands of people's lives at risk and thing, and this is the way you
I mean
trying to frame it or look at the situation.
Just playing devil's advocate here. If you look at it not just on the St. Martin basis, but if you look at the weather situation worldwide, yeah, I mean, it's kind of a little funny how everything happening, you know. Because look, the Caribbean just set a record with not only this. I think this is one of the first time in a decade we had 3 storms in the Atlantic and in the Caribbean Sea. 3, possibly 4, because they got something they're farming behind Jose. But we're gonna get into that. So that Mexico just had an 8-point-something earthquake. They were Friday 8.1, 8.0, decimate the place.
Tsunami warning and stuff in effect because of it.
Okay, Asia just had like I always talking about earlier. Asia had a ridiculous flood, you know, things over there.
In West Africa too had flooding.
And then you see what's going on there.
Yeah,
it is funny. It's really, really funny.
But it's climate change. The earth upset. The earth showing us that because look at it. We all know the whole of town is basically what used to be water. And look at it now. They just take like the harbor. They fill in the harbor so
honestly,
many
that's
things.
something that I was thinking about, like with Holland, for example. The way this country is built, like so much of it is artificially created, artificially above sea level type of situation. If those dams decide to break, and
that's why they're so advanced with it. You ever visit the dam?
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of technology, but that's why like the people in Delft or whatever is like one of the top universities for engineering and stuff. Like the Dutch known to be like on point when it comes to the engineering skills. So,
but you see the geography of it too. They could afford to build. They could afford, not only that,
like, they go out of necessity. You know, like when the country literally below the sea level and stuff, and you have to build to make land and thing. You like it's a
that's your specialty.
Yeah, necessity is what kind of drive them to be such experts in the field.
It's true, but I mean, going back to what you said about the panel comment, I mean, if you're giving a religious thing
that way I didn't even get into the discussion. I just watched it and kept it moving because I was like, if you're trying to say this is
because of God, I was telling this Mr. King earlier too before we had started, and we was like, boy, you know, I remember having certain conversation with some friends of mine, like, yeah, but St. Martin need a cleanse, and you know, you know them kind of jokes. But St. Martin, you know, like, well, imagine St. Martin have a purge. I didn't really want this. This really wasn't a Baduni.
Yeah,
I take that back.
My thing, like a cleanse, when a lot of us were talking about, is more of like, you know, getting rid of the illegals that not contributing to the economy. You know, you have illegals that actually doing a good 9-to-5 job and they're just working towards getting the paperwork and getting railroad. But then you got also the illegals that just making a lot of situations worse. And like a cleanse like that, but not like a natural disaster.
I think he was more
cleanse.
talking about where we was cleanse, like getting all the old heads out of government and putting in some fresh new blood and stuff like that. I didn't mean the death for nobody. Or
not planned cleanse, do something like that and tell them no.
Well, like I said before, we're gonna really see now what St. Martin government really about, because but this is another something we was talking about. This whole thing with people calling for martial law. Or you could like give some information to the listeners about what martial law really entails.
No.
Because I don't got the full rundown on that. Like what martial law is like what that would mean that the military got a full control over the country.
Like I know basics in basic terms that's the essence of it, but to get into specific and exactly where the control what the limit of their control might be and what all they have control over and thing. But I know it's something that's normally instituted if the government itself can't control the situation. Yeah. So it's like, okay, we relinquish power and we hand over to the military to do the thing. Like that much I know. If we
going off of that information and based off of that quote unquote definition, then what do you think about that?
I don't think it at a point, you know, because they was able to regain order and structure by just doing the state of emergency where the military just went into and say no long talk no more. We're gonna do what we gotta do. And like as the pictures went floating around, they had people in handcuffs. I don't think like at the end of the day we know what they all are doing is really bad, walking into people's houses robbing. But at the end of the day, you don't want to see these military workers just walking up to people and just shooting them.
That's something me and Kana was talking about.
Exactly.
Like because I agree that yes, there's something needed to happen to regain control of the island, to get the looting under control and all of these type of things, whatever it may be, the robbing of tourists and all of that. I get that, but I don't want to see a slaughter of my people at the same time. So it's like if they're using non-lethal weapons, maybe rubber bullets or something. It seems like they're given the issue to act first, ask questions later, and thing. In that type of situation, I feel like if need be, that's basically saying they will pull triggers if it comes to that type of thing. That's what it sounds like to me. And just from looking at how it happens on St. Martin, when you have, for example, the zero tolerance from Curacao, from other islands come in, how the way that they interact with civilians on the streets is different than how the local police would, because there's no attachment. I don't know none of these people.
And also with the language barrier, because some of these people that, as we say,
if you're speaking a foreign language and it like they only know Dutch, the English isn't that good and stuff like that, and you got majority of people on Saman speak English.
Yeah, and if you have an accent, because they brought in people from Curacao, Curacao, you have a heavy accent, and maybe they tell them something in English, but because English is not their mother tongue, they might not understand. And then with that law, you're just telling me if the person say answer a question and maybe the answer is too hostile, they get shot.
St. Martin people like what going on, Pana?
Bam.
What you say there?
I think also if that law gets
enacted,
people gonna retaliate, because when even
retaliate.
But like she was just describing,
it gonna bring up more anger.
On the front side, for example, if you got more people with guns than the people who dare to
but the people who got the guns have to be willing to use it as well.
I understand.
You don't know now. This, as you say, emotions is a heavy thing.
Touche.
And these people don't know to shoot now. So
all right, we were getting contacted by aliens. I don't know what happened there just now, but
yeah. The man said we getting contacted by aliens. Wow.
So we could speak to them.
We never know. No, for all we know, they listening and they watching us. Like, look at these humans.
You see what happens when you forget Facebook was open and stuff while recording this,
But we trying to keep the people updated while we talk. Not giving no misleading facts. But but like we were saying with this whole martial art thing, me personally, I find if they have to instill that, they have to already have an exit strategy
or boundaries, a clear cut boundary. What's the line?
Okay, yeah, the boundaries is important, but I also find like they have to be like, all right, cool, we're gonna do this for now, but such and such is how we're going to have the government to get back control. Because how things going right now and how St. Martin could possibly be, if that had to be instilled, I think that would have to stay for at least 2, 3, maybe even 4 months.
That's crazy.
And that wouldn't be a good thing for the island. Well, for the people at least.
We're searching for the Dutch version.
Just for the sake, I googled I googled martial art. Wikipedia definition is martial art is the imposition of direct military control of normal civilian functions of government, especially in response to a temporary emergency such as invasion or major disaster or in an occupied territory. So basically, what we were saying was accurate. In a nutshell. Our definition of martial art. Yeah.
So that means they'd be controlling, but they would be controlling. Martial art is controlling all parts of the government, like government itself as well.
Yeah, they turn into the government then. Like they turn into the how you say, they control. They make the decisions. They no longer.
You see that. St. Martin people wouldn't plan for that. I think I agree with that. That wouldn't be a good something to it.
I think it needs to be on a minor scale for certain things, not the entire scale. Like it's.
I think they gotta do it and not call it martial law, because from time you just put it in like that and you actually give it a name and you like give it life.
Yeah, and especially people that don't have access to Google to actually get a definition and go based on assumptions, it might get people all worried. You
think if the Prime Minister announced that they're going to have martial law, people are actually going to go and Google that?
No, but that's what I'm saying.
It seems as though that's what they're pushing for. Because the last thing I was seeing in the Facebook group for the Hurricane Irma aid and contact and stuff. I saw somebody was saying that reporter a reporter reached out to them and they was trying to contact them to get them to put pressure on people to institute martial law and stuff like that to get control of the situation. So it does seem like it's something that I'm not saying it will happen, but there is people that are talking about it and want it to happen and pushing for it to happen.
But as Kana say, if it happen, it need to have an end point. What say? Okay, we're gonna implement this for 2 days.
Yeah, and
something like that.
How we gonna get government back in control, because it's not gonna be good. It's not gonna be good at all. And I think, you're right. The people gonna revolt and people gonna riot. St. Martin don't want no Dutch person telling them what to do.
Yeah, and that has been the attitude, generally speaking, for quite some time. Whenever it came to just talks of the Dutch, us still being a Dutch colony or a country within the Dutch kingdom, whatever it is.
Exactly, and then having the military to boot. A lot of ignorance is gonna happen now. Like, I really don't think that would be a good idea. And speaking of the Dutch coming, I hear, according to Listen 101, the king's supposed to be touching down St. Martin after.
I saw some.
Well, no,
Jose.
yeah, right now he's supposed to be on his way. I think this weekend.
He's supposed to be in Curacao chilling or something.
Yeah,
like that.
He'll wait in Curacao, and then when Jose and
when the weather passes, he'll make a visit and see what happens.
But
that
honestly,
doesn't do nothing for me. Is he going to help and start picking up debris and stuff like?
But it's not even that. Even if you go back into political, the king in Holland makes no decision. He's
I could honestly, it might sound wrong, but I could care less that the king is coming to St. Martin. I don't get why he's coming there to do what.
He can go to the European Parliament and tell them, I would like this is certain amount of money allocated to St. Martin to rebuild. No, he don't have rights to make that decision. That's it. That's only the suggestion.
He could be like,
hey guys, hey guys,
he don't have that power.
What do you think? What do you think about this?
Yeah.
But I don't know, from how they was talking on the radio, he's supposed to be going there to oversee they're supposed to have some kind of reconstruction program going on, and some fellow from Holland self going to be in
try to create a redesign, and you're trying to say like
not redesign. I'm trying to really do it verbatim, but it's not coming. But in general, it's supposed to be some guys supposed to be coming down to St. Martin, and who's in control of the reconstruction the project. So he going to allocate. He going to decide which government facility or which facility itself going to get rebuilt. How much money going to it?
They want it to be rebuilt, because last time I checked, that expensive government building still standing. Only the piece of it was gone. And a lot of the departments already moved over there before the hurricane hit.
I ain't seen no pictures of the causeway there, like the causeway.
I ain't seen nothing there, though.
Yeah, I think the cars were good.
I know some bigger licks, and I mean all the fancy lights and things that they put on it, like
100. How much you spend on the LED lights? Like 100, like
unnecessary amount of money.
Exactly, now unnecessary amount would be very helpful right now.
I think the causeway lights was 100K. I remember the government building lights, the Christmas lights, that was 80,000 they had spent on that over the course of 4 years or some nonsense like that, including storage and blah blah blah. I can't remember, that was a whole controversy. And had certain people that are affiliated to the political parties really making sure to explain that it's not just 80,000 for 1 year. It's a span, and it includes putting them away and put them up and all of these things, trying to justify it. Like, because that's what we really need on the island now. We need to make the government building look pretty.
20K a year.
But that's neither here nor there.
No, but like I was saying, for the reason for the king coming, he's supposed to be overseeing all of the reconstruction and projects and stuff like that. I like how you.
I reiterate to me, I still feel it's unnecessary.
I was just saying, are you here telling me that he ain't got no powers? And my whole thing is like, so what?
The
big
royal
man,
family is a figurehead.
Yeah,
the way Holland operates, they have a prime minister, and now it's Mark Rutte, and he's like the main person. They have the elections and all of that, and these the people who handle decisions and actual governing and whatnot.
I think he's supposed to be going out to Caribbean too.
I don't know, could be.
But the thing is, like, if he go down, he can make decisions. But compared to the king is just there for appearances. They can't make decisions. Now, whereas in the United Kingdom, the queen over there, she makes decisions.
She holds some actual governing power.
She's a G.
So in our political system, in our hierarchy, in the whole politics, prime minister hold more power than the king. The king have no
Yeah,
power.
but the amount of
Is the
money
king
and
you got no
stuff,
power?
the amount of money and stuff that is reserved in the Dutch budget that goes to the royal family just on allowance for these people to just live and stuff is a crazy amount of money.
But
though. Like,
I heard
since that one daughter had become 18 or something like that, the amount of extra money she get, and I remember it was in the Dutch news and thing, and I was like, yo, these people get paid crazy amounts of money to do nothing.
well, obviously,
To just literally just to exist and make appearances on King's Day or whatever it is, and thing like that.
it really must be that they do nothing, because I had a couple. It was a couple months ago. Yeah, a couple months ago, I read an article stuff that the king used to fly KLM.
Yeah.
Just home, just normal. Like, yeah, this this your
He
pilot.
he a certified pilot, so he
And-
flies.
I find that a little tense.
Because that's his job. Because as a king, you don't really have a job. Your job is just appearances, as Gary say. You come, show your face that
So
the Koning is there, But now in England, she got to sign documents, stamp, make decisions, Like, she got to make the decision to see
But then
how
when he
many
coming from,
military
man, when he
service
stay
going
home?
Angola.
They might as well he stay home. Where he coming for? Well, I mean,
that exactly why I stated my point. I don't understand where he's
Well, I
coming.
mean,
Send
again-
people, if unless you planning to pick up a hammer and start rebuilding roofs and things like that too, then I don't know why.
Well, he's just doing good faith, A lot of people gonna feel like, oh, the king have interest,
Yeah,
But then
it's a nice show. It's a nice symbol
Yeah,
and
but
stuff like
maybe-
that. Like,
maybe-
yes, I care about the countries within the kingdom or whatever. I feel like that's what it is more than anything. It's a symbolic gesture.
well, I mean, maybe that might calm down some of the people from St. Martin.
Or it's part of like what you're saying, all the approval of whatever buildings and that kind
Yeah,
of stuff.
yeah.
But I mean, I didn't read through the article, so I can't be bashing the man. I don't know
Yeah.
the specifics
I just telling you,
what
he
his business is.
yeah,
on this
he could
trip.
go see the situation.
That's what they were saying on Laser. That's what he going for. But what his actual thing is, I don't know. I guess we're gonna have to find out. Well, in a couple of days we're gonna really see what good. But with that being said, Jamila, tell the people what going on with up here in Holland. What we doing up here for St. Martin and the Caribbean itself.
Okay. So, it's going to take a lot of money and supplies to rebuild St. Martin. So we decided, USC decided to focus on the missing of family and friends. Not missing like we don't know where, like they're dead or something. Just that a lot of family and friends were unable to contact their friends, their family. So they created a human tracker where you put in your information, and if you find your family or friend, you put them safe, And also it works with Red Cross, because they themselves created, I think, a help desk or something. People can go and see, write down the name of their family, friend, So it's a whole coordination. Now you have Cyril. He is, and his team has created rebuildxxm.com. So if you go to,
So Cyril running Rebuild XXL.
yeah, and his
Okay.
team.
Okay.
And they're focusing on monetary funds in the long term. So their term is like, okay, I think the goal, I'm not sure, but when I spoke to him, he was like, we're looking at millions, a lot of money, because in a couple of months after the military leave, we start to gain back function. We got to build back high schools, we got to build back schools, we got to build back churches, we got to build back roads and the whole harbor,
Yeah, a
and
lot
the
of
airport. And those things take a lot of money, because even though Holland giving us money, we can get a lot of insurance money, but money, and then you got to order wood and all these stores for them to sell to people. But then how can they sell to people? People ain't got no jobs, they got no money, because they just spend the whole salary to prepare for a hurricane.
Yep.
So it's gonna take a lot of time, because even the banks have to become back operational for insurance to
Be paid
get
out
the
and
money
stuff like
to
that.
get paid out, because at insurance never give you money. It goes through your bank account. So there's a lot of different steps a lot of people not seeing. Like, people just can't walk into Magic and be like, I lost my house. But then they're going to say, okay, yes, okay. Then they got to send it to either web or receipt. So a lot of those things take money. So
And all
that's...
the people who wasn't insured is a whole another situation.
Yeah.
What's
How-
happening for them? Like, buy.
And then rehousing, creating houses. 'Cause a lot of people lost their homes. And there's so much that you can stay by somebody, So they have to look at how the reconstruction of just the whole infrastructure of the whole island just need to rebuild. Especially with GB, they lost a lot of their water tanks. So
I think it was like, how much? Oh, they have like 14. As if they had like 14 water tanks, I think like 7 of them gone. Like almost half, half of them gone. That's crazy.
And imagine before the hurricane, 14 could have barely support our island. So now 7.
Oh, okay.
And oddly enough, I remember seeing an article not too long ago about how GB was overpaying on water by some amount of money. Like they had the contract with somebody that they was getting because GB don't produce all the water, or it's something where they have another company that is involved with actual providing the drinking water. It's basically 2 companies involved with the water, providing water for the island. And whoever it is that company was, they got a contract until 2021, and it's something like there was some amount of water that is not being used because they overproduce basically for the island's yearly needs or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So basically somebody just putting some money in their pocket on the side because the money is being paid for but it's not being used. So it's like that money going to that company for water that just chilling. But anyway, that's a whole other something.
So back to the point, for monetary donations, like for a lot of people that live overseas, like my internship company was Oxford City Council. And they contacted me because one of my fellow colleagues were there for Carnival with her team and everything, and she had a great time, And she had such a great time. She connected with different promoters to create an event, a festival she wanted, but unfortunately, it's not gonna happen at the moment no more. So she was like, "How can we donate?" And a lot of people have doubts about Red Cross and a lot of things, And she was like, "Jamila, if you find one, let me know." So a lot of different companies, your teachers, where you work, all of them would like to donate, but they rather trust us with a site that we believe, And at Cyril, when he was going through, he realized a lot of these other sites, besides the GoFundMe, which I'm gonna come back into just now, they're taking a certain percentage, And then whereas if you create your own donation site and you have full control, like for sure 100%.
You could ensure that it's all going to the actual cause that's supposed
because
to.
Even the Red Cross, when you give money, maybe 20 cents of that dollar only gonna go to St. Martin. Now we want the whole 100 cents. Even if it's just we have to pay tax of maybe 3%, that's still bad. But when you give to an agency and you realize only 20 cents or your €1 going into your country, you're not happy because you want your country to rebuild.
Yeah.
So with that being said, he created rebuildsxxm.com. So if you go to that site, you'll be able to donate with any type of card you would like and how much you can afford. And I'm against to the other point with GoFundMe because I'm not too familiarized with GoFundMe. I went through some terms and conditions. So I was like, impossible all these people could just create a GoFundMe page just like that, So then I was like, okay. I started reading the terms and conditions, and 8.55% alone goes in taxes. And then if somebody say if I create a page and I say my goal is 10K, and I say by the 1st of October, I would like 10K. That's the achievement goal. If by the 2nd of October, after 12, and you don't make that goal, and you did not tell GoFundMe correctly that you want the money to go back to you, GoFundMe have rights to take it, and they can do what they want to do with it.
What?
Yes, read it.
So if my goal is 10K and I reach 9.5, they could go down 9.5.
Yeah, once you have not informed them if you're going to withdraw the money, you understand. So that's why when you make these pages, a lot of people don't read the terms and conditions. So I was reading it because I was like, impossible. This is so easy. And then also, if I raise in the 10K, somebody give me 500, and I put that the donations do not be public, so you will never know the amount people giving. Nothing. You only see the bar going higher. So that means you could donate 500. The person who have the GoFundMe page could withdraw 400 or that, and you will never know because you not see if the person don't have it public that you see. Okay, Jamila donate 500. If they don't have that option viewing, you can't see because they have all right to just withdraw.
Okay.
I've been hearing about GoFundMe and stuff like that for a while, using for different causes or whatever new invention and idea and stuff like that people have, or funding a business, funding artists, music videos, albums, and all kind of stuff. But I never personally donated and stuff. But I remember seeing numerous pages coming up. I remember like a GoFundMe was one of the first things I saw. It was started by a Simon person, so I felt more comfortable with that because I saw like there was the K1 Britannia organization. That was one of the things, and it seems like that's being pushed as like one of the more trustable ones because it's a St. Martin organization. It's like from it's a local organization itself, and there was the GoFundMe, there was the K1 Britannia, there was the Red Cross one, the Hero thing. When I saw the Red Cross one was one of the first ones I saw, and I was like,
nope.
I feel sketchy. I don't necessarily know to trust that because I really don't want Samantha to end up being another Haiti situation with what happened there. So I was basically just kind of waiting to see looking for what is like the trustable one to go to, was like the legit ones, and I saw that I felt like there's a need to centralize efforts, especially if it was like with stuff with the GoFundMe. I mean, if people still choose to go that route or people do make it, it doesn't make sense to have like 20 different GoFundMes and stuff, and then you're not reaching the goal, and then all the money is wasted or whatever. So
so that's why for the money we are sending everybody to rebuild XXM or K1 Britannia, because K1 Britannia is for now. Whereas Rebuild XXM, when you go on the website, it clearly states that it's for the long term. So they're looking at, to provide this monetary funds in 6 months, in December, in January, you know? And then we have Make St. Martin Strong. So these 3 names that I've just mentioned is one team.
It was a Make St. Martin Great again.
Yeah, that one. Sorry, Make St. Martin Great.
Like the hashtag SXM Strong and stuff. Been spreading a lot.
St. Martin Strong is us.
Yeah, but all of us make some. Yeah, all of that.
Well, they got different with our subgroup.
That's
subgroup.
But I supposed to change it to match that. That's the problem.
Okay.
So
Make St. Martin Great again.
Yeah, so Make St. Martin Great. They presently, as we speaking right now, they are handling the legal and financial aspects of getting the supplies to St. Martin.
So the logistics.
Yeah, and getting the lawyer, because it's Holland, so you need to have everything registered and all those type of things. So since 9 o'clock, they've been in meetings, get everything finalized, and getting letters with a Jamaica stamp and all those things, So when you go by companies, they feel this is legit.
It's a trusted organization. It's
they
not
have
just
confidence. It's not just word of mouth and feeling sorry for situation. So they are really focusing on the aspect of the supplies, like. I myself, I am focusing on making sure each city have somewhere to collect items, and then as soon as today's finished, we will know how many containers we have, how we're going to transport the stuff from each city to the harbor of Rotterdam, because that's the biggest harbor in Holland, and get the stuff to St. Martin, because right now the issue is that we do not know when the harbor is open for those type of cargo, So we're still busy talking to KLM to see if they would give us a little space, but it's hard because they have preference for Rotary and those other vesting guns like Red Cross and the Marines. So that's why we're mainly focusing on the containers, So those 3 is all together as one. It's all being created by St. Martin people. We just have, it's just that, to divide the workload, because Rebuild XXM is monetary. The people that created are in the financial work field of Holland. So they know, they have a lot of expertise and the knowledge and the network for that aspect, And then now we Make St. Martin Strong.
Make St. Martin Great again.
Make St. Martin Great again. They have a lot of people that work around the harbor in Rotterdam. And they right now, the office are a big gallery in Rotterdam. It's beautiful. And they're collecting a lot of items there, and they have a lot of networks and different things. That's good. And then with USC, they have a lot of connections with a lot of how to deal with communication, personnel, and interaction. So that's why they are focusing on
reconnecting people.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's everybody just focusing on their specialties, or else you have a lot of people doing things that they're not good at.
Okay, so with the Make St. Martin Great again, that's the one that's handling or trying to gather supplies to be donated.
Yeah.
Do you know in what all cities it's happening? I know Amsterdam, obviously, for sure.
Yeah, Amsterdam is crazy busy.
Amsterdam got like 3 or 4 different places, but we will get into those later. But we're all cities, we have pick up and drop off points. I know is Amsterdam, Rotterdam, Den Haag, There's also lay water.
I'll tell you guys right now, so we can be precise.
I could have done that too, you know.
This is what.
See what happens when people being lazy. Nobody wants to pull out the technology.
So
that
we have Almere, Amersfoort, Amsterdam, Arnhem, Breda, Bossenham, Delft, Den Haag, Diemen-Zuid, Eindhoven, Tilburg, Goes, Leeuwarden, Groningen, Nijmegen, Roermond, Rotterdam, Tilburg, Utrecht, Gouda, Walderingen, and I see like a lot of small places.
We got like every city covered.
Leiden also.
The city is definitely covered, and
and Enschede.
Name some places I didn't even know about. It's like okay,
so we got St. Martin people everywhere, basically.
Yeah, and the thing is, like, you know, when you have places like Brabant, like where I live, you have Breda, Tilburg, Eindhoven, Den Bosch. And the people just gonna connect. So like all of us, since the majority of us live in Breda, we just bring in everything Breda and Tilburg. You know, we have a lot of storage, but you might have stuff from Eindhoven, Den Bosch. Oh, we also have Maastricht. Yeah, so. And the thing is, like earlier before I arrived here, someone was in Groningen. They have a whole living room full of stuff, you know, and it was like, what to do with it? And she said, I can continue collecting until you guys are ready. So, you know, people, she said her neighbors just come and just dropping off stuff.
Yeah, I got some friends on the campus that want to put down like 10 bags of clothes and them kind of ones.
Yeah, so because I myself had home two big bags of clothes. Yeah, I've been waiting for my boyfriend to come to carry them, to give them away.
I think a couple of weeks ago I was talking to Mr. King.
My closet and things. Like, I had some clothes I've been planning to donate and stuff. I was thinking to do it to the Lakers' house, but it's like, no, I'd rather send it back home. I'm glad
I keep myself, and I was lazy to go to Salvation Army because now I got a proper place to send it.
Yeah, and like I have a girl that does my hair last night. She had her daughters helping her, just going through everything, and she was so happy because like at least now you feel like, even though you like to give, and like I sometimes give to Red Cross and different things, like you want to give, but then now when you give in and you realize you're going back home, you feel so much even better, you know.
You know, it's more of like, I don't know,
but
you just feel more complied or compelled to help and stuff.
Yeah. But no, it's not only that. This, I mean, I don't know about all you, but if I could have gone home, I would have gone home. So like this is the closest thing I could do. This is the best I could do from over here.
Be there, you know?
Exactly. So that's why, like, normally, I ain't even gonna lie to you. Normally, I just be the one like, okay, cool. I just watch everybody. Like the most I would do is like a status, so like you know that's my support. Normally that wasn't really me. But this time I actually tell myself, all right, Sean, stop being a dick, and you actually do something this time. So who it was, Lisa contacted me, and then she was like, Sean, can you be the representative for Diemen-Zuid and that kind of stuff. So I was like, bye. Okay, cool. And then we went talk to the campus, the people on campus itself. So what we have set up is during the weekdays until 6 o'clock, people could just go by the security and drop off wherever it is. And then either me or other St. Martiners from the campus itself will go every day and pick it up and put it
to a central location.
Yeah, put it. I personally plan on keeping it in my room until we either could get a car or drop it off by somebody, and then we keep doing that until it's time to ship.
Yeah, because that's the thing. Also in the meeting, we're discussing like the storage, like getting storage in each city, you know, even if it's just storage in Amsterdam, and we just get a car and say, okay, on this Friday at this time, the car or truck gonna come and pick up all the stuff in Diemen-Zuid and transport it to the storage, you know, because we have a lot of storage facilities willing to donate. Like a lady spoke to me, she said she works at a sneaker store in Enschede, and they're willing to give half of their warehouse to store stuff.
Wow.
You know, so a lot of people are willing, and they don't care. They just want to know, okay, how long we're gonna be using the facility.
You see, I would like to approach the company that I work for, but if they tell me something stupid, I want to cuss. So I really want to test that water yet, because I mean, if anybody could give, it's them like Fleck. But I think I'm going talk to my manager, see what you say.
Yeah, but you should wait and after we have an official letter.
When there's more
Oh,
details.
Yeah.
yes.
So that's why we have the letter. So like,
okay,
cause a lot of people want to give, but I can understand as a big company, you go to
You
your
need
job.
details, you need a plan.
Yeah,
but
because at the end of the day, they still gotta go in their financial record mention something. So if they have this letter to show that this organization exists, is written into Holland.
Okay, I've been getting those questions on Facebook, so but I ain't really know what to answer people. But now,
Yeah,
you
so-
see, no, we've been informed. We're doing these things. So now we could inform people properly. So, all right, so is Rebuild XXM? That's where people could send money and stuff like that. So I guess in all these names that we putting out there got Facebook pages. Right?
Yeah, their website. So Rebuild XXM is a website itself. So rebuildxxm.com.
And that has all the details of the other organization that also involves like the Make Seman Great Again and the K1 Britannia or whatever. Or it's just
everything will be on that site.
Okay
then.
So then everybody, if you're looking to donate or if you want to donate, are you looking for whether it's money or clothes?
SXM.
You could go on rebuildxxm.com. You can go on the Facebook page. You can also find some of us on Make XXM Great Again or St. Martin. What is St. Martin Support? Support St. Martin. What was the other page? It was
No,
Support St. Martin?
you can't tell them that because that's mostly for us in Holland. But you would tell them go just to the Facebook page of Make St. Martin Great Again.
Oh, okay. You see, man.
Get the corrections like I mean, we gotta make sure we got the message clear for the people so they know where to go. So they could
a lot of people want to donate, so they need to know where it is to go and stuff like that. So again,
Rebuild SXM. Once again, that's the main one. That's the main place where the information is stored. If you want to contribute, you go there and you find all the details on how you should go about doing that.
Oh, we should also mention on October 12th, there's a
relief concert.
Yeah,
that was the one in Rotterdam. I saw something about
with Orange Grove.
Okay,
I haven't really looked into it much, but however,
I saw a headline here.
Yeah. And it's being organized by fellow St. Martiners. A lot of St. Martin acts are going to be there. So, which is amazing, and it's being promoted a lot. I saw a lot of people saying go in. They're not even just saying interested, they're saying go in, which makes a huge difference.
I even see this. I have no idea what it's happening.
I saw that there was something going on, but I didn't read any details, so I have no idea who all is performing. I just saw that there was a relief concert being organized in Rotterdam. I didn't know when the date was, but it's good to be made aware of that.
October 12th. And there was another shocking name I saw on the list, and I was like, these people exist still? I was like, what? I ain't gonna mention it. Yeah. So
true.
I see Casa was coming
yes, but I didn't want to mention it.
Hating on Zook, disrespecting the people in the world as
I have big Zook and
me too, but they have also their own concert that's happening in Holland. I go into it, but then to see that they come into
so they perform for the relief concert.
For the relief concert, which is amazing.
Something separate then.
When that is again?
October 12th.
October 12th.
But all of it is going to be on Rebuild XXM. The site's still updating with all these different small projects, because something else is in the works too, to your favorite place to go at night. We ain't gonna mention the name, but yeah.
Why that sounds so shady? I just gotta ask. Why that sounds so shady?
We go hold that one though.
Yeah. So,
but
something like that also. So a lot of different, even the other one that always in Rotterdam, the green and yellow colors, they might also create something.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's a lot of different things, but the thing is, all of them, eventually when they have their project and it's finalized, a lot of things still in the discussion phase. So you want to only promote when things finalized, and when they are finalized, everything will be on Rebuild XXM.
Okay. Well, that's I guess we could tell everybody that's the main place to go to for all the information.
Yeah, I feel like that's the one thing that's definitely necessary to centralize information to make sure that people know that is here, to try to at least combat the spread of fake news and stuff like that. Alternative
bring
facts,
doubts in people.
There's a lot of that floating around from just on Facebook and stuff. People hearing things, people not necessarily being sure if they got a confirmed statement or whatever, if what he's saying is actually confirmed and accurate. So we trying to at least limit that, combat that to some degree by setting the record straight, making it clear what's the real deal.
Yep. And for the students up here in Holland self listening, if all you want to donate as well, I mean, obviously you could check the page as well. But I know of a lot of people, I wouldn't go and me personally, I wouldn't go check the page. If I know somebody personally who doing it, I'd quickly go to them and be like, hey, what's going on? This and this and that. So for the students who like me who operate like that, you can contact any of us. You can contact Jamila. You can contact me. There's several of us going around advertising like crazy on Facebook. So we ain't hard to find. So you could easily just approach one of us on whether it's Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, whoever it is you have. Just ask somebody and they could be able to redirect you to one of us. And we could start this rebuilding process because God knows we need it.
But also to add, they can also just go by their schools because a lot of schools are already willing, you know, just willing.
Oh yeah, I ain't heard nothing from Javier yet.
Yeah, you see, but some schools, like my school, okay, I'm not saying my school because people could find it on Facebook and then doubt on the school. There's a lot of...
I gonna throw Javier under the bus though. I hear nothing from Javier. I hear nothing, no kind of Facebook.
The whole Samaritan Nation makes her rich.
Yeah, and yo, I ain't seen nothing. So if somebody know what's going on with Javier, tell Javier stop being a faggot.
But like, you know, my school like contacted them.
I apologize for that.
They still got saying your diploma.
Yeah.
All of that.
That's what I say, man.
Yeah, but you know, anyway.
You know how Holland could
been
get
to school since school started back yet. Cause like that's not what happening for me. You know, I just got some things to do.
Look,
but yeah.
let me not go there because I could sit on here and cuss about that school all day. But
back to my main thing is like a lot of children are organizing with their mentors or the teachers to have classrooms to collect stuff at a certain time during the day. Okay. So if you just walk around your school, eventually next week you'll see some flyers and then you just tell your classmates, tell your neighbors. Like I told my neighbor and he was like, I'm ready. I would tell my family, you know. And then one was like, okay, if you tell me for Sunday I have a big family event, I can go in my big Jeep and I bring out everything.
It's crazy. I even get Snapchats and Facebook things from people I just meet this summer in the club and them kind of ones. And
Generosity.
It's like, yo, I hear what's going on, this and this and this and that. You know how people people adding me on Facebook to share the posts and stuff like that, and telling their friends and their family who never been to St. Martin. I'm probably the only St. Martin that they know, period, and they just the support is overwhelming, but it's not overwhelming, but is greatly appreciated. Yeah, it's shocking.
It's extremely beautiful.
But yeah,
because they're just doing it, and then they're not even doing it like just say they're doing it. They asking a lot. But like, what time can I come?
It's not out of pity. It's really they
seems
want
to be a genuine support.
Exactly,
genuine
empathizing
with the situation.
I feel bad for you coming. Hold $1.
Yeah, no.
Nah, it's like, yo, I got
tell
clothes.
me the location. Tell me when.
Let me know when.
You need a car to borrow Jamila to transport the stuff.
And sometimes I feel bad. I ain't got that information. I'll be like, boy, check Jamila. Try to be like, boy, I don't refer them to you, Lisa. I ain't even gonna lie to you, Sam. Say, if numbers of people have been messaging you, that's probably me.
Yeah, like a lot of people have been messaging me. So I told them, like, you know, guys, a lot of the questions you guys are asking, I'm asking myself. That's why we had the meeting today. And hopefully, like, by tomorrow, everybody will know exactly how many containers, how we plan to transport, how we gonna store.
What day, when we gotta collect everything by. Because that's another important something too. So but I was hearing something was floating around the 21st. We was getting ready for something around there.
I have no idea. So that was a floating around alternative fact.
I see it in a group chat. I just say somebody I put in a group chat about September 24th. So
a lot of things are
okay, cool.
not definitely.
Yeah,
because even if the shipping company, if you go on KLM.com, you can't even press to go to Martin on the option in there.
Wow.
What? Yeah. Wow.
And then after, if you get you with the option, it say geen vluchten.
Okay. I mean, it makes sense.
Yes.
Where you just sell a ticket to get on what plane?
Where you trying to go? Wait, how does it? Where you trying to go?
We need parachutes.
We're going to chill on the beach, man. Don't want to relax.
We go skydive. We're going to do the James Bond thing.
So like we was making a joke last night, like, okay, maybe we can go Carousel and then catch a boat to go St. Martin, you know?
You realize how far Carousel?
Yeah, but you see, a lot of people didn't realize that, no.
Long boat trip, that's a good time on the boat.
You know, to be quite honest, we've been flying to Carousel to come up here to St. Martin for years. And I didn't really realize how far Carousel is from St. Martin.
It's such a retarded route.
Honestly,
but if you look at it on a map,
it's like you go down to go back up.
Yeah, we're going further away from our actual destination first to then go back. To be over St. Martin to go Holland.
This is a little sad. but only because I was watching Narcos there, and it was explaining like back in the day how close Colombia and Tig was to like Curacao and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I was like, what?
Yeah.
I was like, oh crap, yeah.
But you never look at the amount of Latin, the much more
Yeah,
Latin
the
influence
culture
on
rich in
Curacao
that.
and
It's
Aruba
true,
and stuff
it's
like they're
true.
much more close to Latin America.
I
and,
can't
like,
go Curacao.
That take you.
Anyway, yeah, so that was a side note.
Yeah,
that was a side
we
back.
getting a little off topic here.
But yeah, I didn't realize it was that far. It was that far away. That
Yeah, it's
would've
on
been-
like on another end. So that's why like when you call me, go
On a plane, it doesn't be like an hour from St. Martin to Curacao.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess I didn't really think of it like that. But
So on a boat, how long you think you going? Where you going?
that's my whole thing. You think, but no, that ain't make no kind of sense. Especially if you want to reach there fast.
Yeah. So
I mean,
And who knows what the water looking like and thing with the weather that just out there on the seas and thing. To go on a boat now is like, that's guaranteed seasickness, I feel like.
seasickness, that's almost dead.
You try to get in train over. Like,
you saw those
Overboard.
cops on those waves. They're out by Guana
Bye.
Bay side. I saw a video when the helicopter was there. I was like, look at them cops. Crazy.
yeah, the helicopter footage and that was had some interesting visuals in there.
Yeah, like
I
Shout
think
out
I
the
seen
Dutch
one.
military for that one, you know,
Yeah.
because they had pull up in the helicopter and thing and get some aerial shots of the island and thing of the destruction.
it's so bad you can't even recognize where they actually
I
taking
was
a
looking
shot
at
from.
I felt that about so many pictures. I was like,
Like-
yo, I mean, even from St. Martin, they like for me, I haven't been there in like 2 years, so I was trying to figure out like how much
Yeah,
of this
but-
is just my lack of not seeing the island in a while and things changing, or is like is
The
the destruction
devastation.
just that severe
Yo.
that's like it's just unrecognizable
It
what
had-
part of the island this is.
I ain't
Like,
gonna lie, I had that too, but I was seeing some pictures from Colby. I was like, but
where is this?
where's this?
Yeah, I had
Somebody
that,
had to tell me under the picture, like, Sean, this is right there by the movies. I was like, what?
Right, saggy legs too though.
Yeah.
Yo,
Saggy legs too.
you see that gap there before the movies? They had a little Spanish area leveled.
Yeah.
Say like
Bye.
Safeway. That
But remember,
gone.
all of that was filled
That's-
in. That used to be the lagoon. It was filled in because I have a lot of family live in that area, and they remember it have a
Mother
entire
Nature
place.
reclaiming.
Yeah, it was filled in. Not like maybe within 5 years.
Yes,
No,
you're right.
So obviously, Mother
right.
Nature taking back her property.
Yo, is mad. Yo, some of the pictures is. I had to stop yesterday. I had to come off of Facebook.
Yeah.
After a
I
while,
couldn't-
for me, it was annoying because literally everybody on all of my social media accounts kept posting the same pictures.
Yeah.
Really,
So it's like
even
if
on
I-
Instagram.
Yo,
Yeah.
I click in certain people's Snapchat and it's like, okay, I just see this picture like 3
Yeah,
times
it's
from the
true.
last 3
It's
Snapchats
true,
that I just
it's
clicked
true.
through. I was like, okay, I've seen the airport pictures, especially and things like that. Everybody share the
Or
airport pictures.
that one with the car in
Yeah,
the car.
the Corolla, the black Corolla.
Everybody see that Corolla picture. That's the most famous hurricane picture so
That
far.
meme now. That's the original meme.
Yo, I think the one before the hurricane is what was killing me though. Like the one with the car covered in plastic wrapping, the preparations, man.
Or the one with the
Like
leg vest.
this. Yo,
That one was in Anguilla,
I was trying
actually.
Oh, that one,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought that was SF. I
Yo.
was
No,
like,
no, that was in
I was
Anguilla.
trying to think like who would this come up with this fuck?
Yo,
like,
one
who
of the
it-
best.
Yeah,
one of-
because
Like
those
this on
and
the
Anguilla, they're
car.
fishermen, you know, so and they
Yo,
captains.
you gotta use what they
Yeah,
have.
but like
You gotta use what you have.
who just now that you said that it makes sense, but like does the average person really got that much like you see how much life vest was on that like
Yeah,
who got that much life vest just laying around there waiting to put his foot on a car? Like,
no, but the best picture I see is on a part of Tahi car.
To the tree.
Yo, no, to the PVC pipe.
Oh yeah.
What
he
you
trying to secure the pipe now. Obviously, that is why he was going for in that picture. Because I don't think I refuse to believe this dude's so incompetent as to think that you know what, this pipe is more sturdy than my car. The pipe is going to keep the car here, not the other way around. So I have
died.
to believe that he was trying to secure the pipe.
I die laugh. It was impossible.
That's the only option.
It's
That.
impossible. It
That's
never.
the only option. Only explanation, only logical conclusion
Hey.
I can come to.
I'm glad there was a little bit of humor amongst the crap that going on here, because
Yeah,
Jesus,
I mean,
I
that
had
was
to-
before. That was before.
Yeah.
At that
Yeah,
time, we
that's
could have
true.
still
Yeah.
laugh at things and
Yeah.
stuff until we saw the
The
devastation
reality
that was
of
to come.
things. bro.
But you see, this is another thing, Jamila, we was talking about earlier. You were
that?
saying, no, I mean me and you, Mr. King,
Mm.
about how I personally feel that a lot of Samaritan people was just relaxed with this, but
Yeah.
like, yeah, hurricane come in, yeah, it's okay. But then when your roof and thing gone, it's oh God, oh God, oh God. Really? Hurricane season is every blood clot year.
But the thing was
Every year.
really bothered me with some people. A lot of people started construction in hurricane season. Like before the hurricane came, I remember Vromi said they closing off LB Scott Road a certain path because they're creating a gap to the rainforest thing, you know. And I was like, we in September.
Yeah, like
the
that whole
peak
zip
of
line thing and stuff.
the peak of the hurricane season. Are you gonna start creating such a project? But it's not even that. Like, even some people had to go work until Tuesday, 12 o'clock. And some people work at hotels, you know, and these like night shift. And then sometimes in the day, you don't have sufficient time to go to the store, buy your wood and your groceries. And like even my mother, she was able to get paid Thursday. But then you gotta wait till you get on the bank Friday. And Saturday, Sunday had so much traffic.
Yep.
And then she had to go back work Monday. So a lot of people didn't have sufficient time to prepare because a lot of people just get paid on the first of the month.
And then even when you talk about preparing, how much preparing can you really do for the type of wind and rain, the type of weather that was going on during last time?
You could not prepare the day of the blasted shit. You
Yeah,
could
but-
you could
I understand you
not,
can't. I understand you can't wait till that long, but all I'm just saying that the type of wind that was going on during that
No,
storm,
okay, cool. Nobody can't.
that all the cars in certain roads completely flip on the sides and things like.
Yo,
a car ain't light pan.
granted, but at the same time, if you didn't worry about your window that you could have boarded up 2-3 days ago, but you just did it because you're too effing lazy or whatever cap is. I don't feel I don't feel that much sympathy for you because you asked for it.
No, but a lot of things is a lot of people.
Again.
I had a friend. He say, on
go-
late Wednesday, like when the hurricane hit Wednesday, right?
Yeah.
He said before the hurricane hit, he neighbors still there hammering.
I mean, okay, cool. Like you were saying, they have people that didn't have the time.
Yeah.
Like and what Mr. King was talking about earlier, they have some people that don't have the funds for it.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah,
I ain't
because-
talking about those. I talking about the ones we well know
Yeah.
that got the time and got the fun and still there was chilling Tuesday night.
The ones who just out of pure ignorance and are just
Yeah, and then what? When your roof gone is oh God? No man, yo, you messing up other people too. Your roof you could have easily secure your window, not have that pressure to lift off your roof. Where you know your roof gone now and mess up somebody else.
like I saw people talking about how it's like it took the hurricane for them to realize how much hoarders and thing it had on St. Martin. Because like the type of the amount of just junk or whatever it
But
is
that's
that
not-
people
you know
have in the yards and thing, and in general as
But you
things
know, I
that they
don't
wait
believe-
until the last minute to throw out, and then it's like ain't no garbage truck coming to pick these things up because you put it out like the day before the storm and things, so you could just got all this debris that just now there on the road or whatever
Didn't
in the
make
dumpster,
no sense.
But the
potential
thing is,
weapons
it's
and
the
things.
people, as Sean said, people like they got both sides, Dutch and French. I remember when the French side had it, like certain areas, you had a specific week where it was collecting like all your old big things. So then I saw it and I told my mother, okay, this is a perfect time to clean out your garage. And she was like, yeah, Jamila, it's gonna take time. I said, but do it, you know. And she did half of the garage, you know, and she was happy because at least one car was able to fit in it, you know. But if she didn't do it, no car could have fit in there. And there was basically 4 cars in my yard. So, and then on the Dutch side also had it that they had a whole campaign for collecting of garbage like that, like those big bulk garbage.
And thing, basically.
And a lot of people just never did it. And now, every time when the garbage collectors clean up an area, 5 minutes later it's just full. And then the thing is, you're best keeping your yard because now you're putting it on the main road, and God, it gonna fly back in your yard because the wind was so strong. It was just they were looking for God type of what to happen last minute.
I mean, I ain't gonna keep on that negative note because this is time for collectivity and then all of us to come together. But Jesus Christ, some people stupid.
Yeah, I guess.
It's not that we just too relax.
They shouldn't be. They live in most of them live in the Caribbean all their life. They know every year is hurricane season. They been through Louis, damn it.
Yeah, that's like the front side. Every month, my mother was like, now I gotta leave my house extra early because these people cut down the trees and clean the gutters, you know? And when they're doing that with a big truck and going up in the air, they blocking the road. And like up our main road, always have these high trees. So she just be happy they cut them down. Because God forbid they didn't cut them down, they block the whole main road.
Yep.
And then the other way to enter where I live was completely flooded. And then to go through like in the, this kind of bad way to say, but to go through the ghetto to where I live, it's a whole rocky road, you know? So, like, all 3 points will be blocked. So, thank God they cut down the trees and different things. But, because, like, where I live is just one big main road. And then, basically, I think what happened to the front side, too. The other way to reach the hospital was flooded. So, they got to use my main road to go through all kinds of different...
I think everybody, they're trying to find different routes and ways and things to means. Because even, imagine when school have to start in all those schools in one area. Up Ebenezer, St. Peter side, South Ward. Imagine how that gonna look. Okay.
But when schools and start back and all of that is a whole other question and thing though.
Yeah, but I have to tell you if the teacher, if the staff is in a position mentally to start back school.
Or physically.
Yeah.
Everybody there. Everybody
Are you there?
It ain't cool to joke about that, but I understand.
Sorry.
Yeah, because... And the thing is, a lot of these schools were supposed to be shelters.
That's the crap. But a lot of places that were supposed to be shelters ain't really there no more.
Yeah, I had one shelter, like, basically, they had to go hide in the basement because the whole top of the shelter gone. And my thing is, if in the beginning of the year from since, as soon as hurricane season end, that's the time to start inspecting your shelters.
Well, let's really...
That's something that I see a video from Ralph Cantab, the dude who write books and whatnot, that he himself was talking about, like, just in general, enforcing of building codes and stuff like that, making sure that like we had other hurricanes, we saw what that did to the island and things like that. We know that we're a island that gets hurricanes and stuff like that. We should know by now that we should make sure that there is a really proper standard when it comes to like, okay, this is the only, you're not building a house unless it's up to the standard to withstand hurricanes or whatever, and we got to make sure that enforce that more, basically. Like,
I agree. I completely
agree.
Especially with this crap that just went on there. Yeah.
Like somebody called in the radio station and said we should ban zinc. And I completely, because zinc, a guy in my mom said came into the hospital and he got cut from zinc because...
Yeah, but you see, that's difficult something. Not everybody can afford concrete like that.
But
yeah,
as
but
a
it
team,
ain't only gotta be concrete. But I mean, I feel like even if you got a zinc, there could be regulations on it. If you building a house with zinc, it gotta be built in this certain way, according to. I'm not an architect. I don't know the proper whatever needs to be paid attention to. I don't know them stuff, but I mean, there's people who do, and I just think that the codes need to be enforced to stricter things. Even if it results in the island looking a little more monotonous because most houses built more or less the same way.
But
it's better than our safety.
Exactly.
Yeah. That's less damage when a natural disaster comes. Because
I agree.
But let's just really hope that the government and the people itself learn from this situation, because it could have been a lot worse, and is not. We fortunate compared to some other country. But they still got a lot of crap that could change and has to change moving on forward, because especially with this whole
storms getting stronger, climate change going on, you never know what next year might bring.
That you see, and that's the thing. That's my worry. I don't think St. Martin going to be even ready for next year. Be ready by the time next year. If something big like this have to happen next year again.
Let's speak positivity into the future.
That's good. You know? We're going to learn from this. We're going to rebuild. We're going to be better. We're going to be stronger. So, Jamila, one more time, tell everybody where they could send, where they could get things, where they could send information, where they could get information. Long story short.
They can get the information on rebuildxxm.com, or you go on Facebook and you search Make St. Martin Great Again. And then also for the students that live in Holland, the St. Martin House is hosting something on the 13th of September. However, I will just give below in the video what have the details. All I know is on the 13th of September at the St. Martin House in Den Haag. I can't remember the time right now, but I think it was 5.
But
Yeah, I sure that could be found on Facebook.
Yes.
but then the event is for what? Because like this is the first time in the podcast that you mentioning this event.
Yeah, I just remember, honestly speaking, it's a gathering, but there's not much details. Hopefully, I think it's a gathering where, let me change the word gathering, because gathering bring a lot of, it sounds like when somebody died, to be honest with you. Let's say a get-together at the St. Martin house.
Party.
Well, console each other, party, chat, mingle, to just
It's
distract
for the
our
people
mind.
it's for the people up here. It's for the students up here. Okay.
Yeah, distract
I was
our
wondering
minds.
if it was something like, okay, this is like a formal something where we checking up on the
No.
status of like how all the relief efforts going or something
Oh,
like that.
so this is like a food Johnny
It's
Cake
just,
type something.
this a chill
No,
event.
I don't know about food. But I would hope so, any free Johnny cake is welcome.
But this more like a calm social
Yeah.
event type of something.
Okay, well, for the students who are interested in going,
Okay, and that's October 13th, you said, right?
No, September 13th.
Oh, September
13th.
13th.
September 13th. But
And
they
October
have
12th is the relief concert.
Yes.
Okay, then.
And
Make
then
sure we have
again,
dates correct.
information on rebuildxxm.com. And for those students who want to get involved with the donation or want to get involved with the organizations itself, just hit up another student who you know is part of it. They would redirect you to the
Proper
proper
locations.
the proper location or proper person to talk to, and try avoid the group chats. Cause oh god,
Oh, Sean. Sorry, Kana.
my phone here lighting up for the past half hour, and it's like
Imagine mine.
Oh yeah, no, I want to see yours. No. I
Carlos
good.
directly involved. I get a break,
I good with the little responsibility that I have now. It's levels. It's levels. I just starting this year. Only give me a couple years.
Build up to take that responsibility, becoming a leader and thing.
Yeah, and with that, people, we're going to thank you for listening.
Yeah, on this very special hurricane edition of the Link Up podcast. Yeah, I mean, I don't even know what I'm saying now.
I was waiting for you to go somewhere with it.
Completely lost the train of
I
thought,
think
but
what Mr. King was trying to say, this is a special edition of the Link Up.
normally we try to tackle other topics, but I mean,
Yeah.
for the circumstances, for the situation, like we felt that it's only right to pay most attention to this scene as we're supposed to be, or we trying to claim to be the voice of the Caribbean and stuff like that. In a situation that affected the Caribbean so heavily, we felt that we had to pay attention and give it its due time.
Yep. And with that, again, we like to thank everybody that donating and show the support outside, inside of St. Martin.
We want to encourage it, make sure keep it coming.
Yeah,
it's going
Yes.
to be a long road to
Yeah.
recovery and stuff like that. So we need to. We can't just have this being a quick spurt or a quick burst of help and relief and stuff in this week while it just happened. We need to keep it.
Sustainable.
We needed to make
It's
sure
not
this is a
sprint.
continuous process.
We're doing this long
Marathon,
distance.
yeah.
We marathoning this, and we're going to need as much support, both physical and mental, and on social media. We need everything. And again, thanks everybody for what we get so far, and hopefully we can continue by the next coming
As long
months.
as these months carry on. So
Yeah, but
one last time, rebuild SXM. That's the main place you need to be for all donations and where the information will be centralized regarding that, how you can help. And yeah, with that, we're going to see you people next week or next time. Whenever the next one is, because you never know. We might just surprise y'all with something.
With how things going on right now, we busy.
Yeah.
But we got y'all still, man. We got some things coming up. And with that, Mr. King, anything else?
Nah, I think that's a good place to wrap up. I mean, we covered most of what we needed to cover and things, so I feel like it's a safe note. That's a good place to leave them out until next week.
All right, well, everybody, again, thanks for listening. Don't forget to like, share, comment, tell us how you think about it.
Subscribe, all of that good stuff,
Yep.
And we'll see you next time on Dragon Ball Z.
Oh, God, I'm not saying that. Excuse him, people. Bless up. Y'all be safe. Everybody be safe. Check on your family. Check on your friends. And
Console each other. Be each other friend.
we
Be each
go do
other
this
body.
thing. Bless up.
Yes, done now.